All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachahakodash, and double honors to the double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakathum, Shalakia. I want to speak a little bit on 3i Atlas, okay, which is a comet that Esau's classified it as, okay, which is what he does. As he goes into the earth in rebellion, classifying things. Okay. Now, if you notice, I wanted to say a little bit on that, because if you notice, let me see, which chapter is that? Genesis 2:19. Okay. Genesis 2:19, it says, and out of the ground the Lord Yahweh formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. Okay, so he had animals brought to Adam, okay, who, if you can receive it, is Yahweh Shai, in the old world. Okay, and it says, and whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. Okay, and so Adam classified the animals way before Esau came up with the animal kingdom, where you got the genus, the species, and the phylum, and the different levels of categories. This is an act of rebellion because Esau wants to be the one to classify and call things what they are. Okay, when you go into that word accuser in in Revelation 12, okay, you can see that this is what this guy does. I'm just giving you a little bit of insight on this. Okay, the word for accuser where is it? Yep, categoreo. Okay, which is where you get the word category from. This is what Esau does. He likes to reclassify things and categorize things because he has to have an answer for everything. Okay, this is why he's calling 3i Atlas a comet. Okay, because comet is what? It's a classification that he came up with. Okay, just like a star and a star system, those are classifications. A planet is a classification. Okay, and you got black holes, you got quasars, you got galaxies, you got nebulas. Okay, these are all classifications for what Esau can see visually out there, but ultimately he doesn't know. Okay, he doesn't have the answers. It says it here, 3i Atlas is the third confirmed interstellar object discovered in our solar system, identified by the Atlas survey on July 1st. Okay, so this is when they discovered it, was July 1st. All right, and so it's supposed to be at its closest point, as it says here. This comet is notable for its hyperbolic orbit, okay, which confirms its origin from outside our solar system and its high speed. Okay, now Esau is telling you something that he didn't know existed before July is in an orbit. Okay, an orbit means it goes around something. That means you would have had to witness it go around something. Okay, it could just be hitting a curve. Okay, but he's telling you it's an orbit because that's an assumption that he makes. Everything you see out in the heavens is in some type of orbit. Okay, now we do know we can look up and see things going around in circular motions and revolving around other things, but that doesn't mean everything you see out there is. See, so he's made an assumption that this is an orbit, that this thing is going to fling around and come back, even though no other astronomer, because Esau's been watching the heavens since Galileo, man, in the 1400s. Nobody else has pegged this comet, man. Okay, Halley's comet that comes every 60-some years, something like that. They all have known about these things, but how can you say this is in an orbit if you've never seen it before? There's no record of it. Okay, and I'm gonna get to the main point here, because the main point is that this nigga's scared, man. He's constantly looking out at the heavens to see what's going on, because he knows what that means. Okay, but anyway, it says and its high speed, it poses no threat to Earth and will reach its closest point to the sun on October 30th, okay, which is right by a high holy day for Esau, man. Okay. So get ready for some weirdo activity to go on. All right. Which it does every year, but it says before continuing its journey back into interstellar space. Well, a thing could just disappear for it could grow in size, it could shrink, okay? It could hit the reverse. All right. See, Esau's made assumptions that he knows everything that's going on. It's got to be made out of rock and dust and ice, Going down, I thought the feet and the size of this was spiritual. It says the nucleus is estimated to be between 440 meters. Okay, it is 44, and it's 1,444 feet. Okay, you see? And that's according to Esau's measurements. Now, this thing could shrink, it could get bigger, it could turn left, right. Okay, it could flip colors, red, green. Okay? Because ultimately the Lord said what? He's coming to confound the wisdom of this world. Okay? All right? Oh, that's a good one. Jeremiah 51:15, it says, he hath made the earth by his power. Okay? He hath established the world by his wisdom. Okay? So what Esau puts on a lab coat and plugs in all kind of instruments and peers out into the heavens, and he starts coming up with things, okay? That's according to Esau's wisdom, not the Most High's wisdom, okay? And Esau is very wise with a lot of this stuff, but ultimately he's wise. The thing that fuels his wisdom is destruction, okay? He's looking to make a weapon out of something, all right? It says, and has stretched out the heaven by his understanding. Okay, so it's the understanding of the Most High. Okay, and there are things out there. It looks beautiful. It looks strange. Okay, but we will never get it on this side, the full understanding of the heavens, man. Okay, the elect will get that understanding because, like I said, we're the first fruits. Okay, when you read Genesis, the first chapter, okay, that's the angels, the elect. Okay, under the guidance of Yahushua, literally making the heavens and the earth. Okay. 1 Corinthians 1:20, it says, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Okay. Hath not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? And we're disputing this world, man. Okay. We're the true wise men. Okay. Even though we can't break down formulas and mathematical equations and net number, we have the true wisdom, okay? So everything he's classifying and categorizing, it's going to be made foolish. It says, for after that, Salakia. Nope. I'm going to read. Let me see. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 3:19 says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So Esau's going to tell you that it's impossible for things to move at this speed, or, nothing can go past the speed of light. And there's no way for the sun and the moon to do this and that and this, that. He's got all of these rules, the laws of physics, okay, where the Lord is going to disrupt that. You're going to see strange things in the heavens when it's all said and done. Okay. And it's going to scare the shit out of a lot of people. Okay. That's written, Luke 21:11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights. Okay. And fearful sights and great signs shall be seen, Shalakia, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. From heaven, man. Okay. Why is he going to be fearful? It's really going to be fearful to Esau because he ain't going to have any explanation for what he's seeing. And ultimately, he knows that it's a sign that the Lord is about to visit this place, man. Okay. The Lord said that there would be signs before he visited this place, man. But look at this craft that's going to swing by close. Okay, I don't know how it's going to look in the night sky, but it should definitely be visible in the night sky. Something that big, okay, moving that fast. Okay, you had Oumuamua, which was the other one they had. Okay, and now this is the assumed shape of it. Okay. It's huge. You know? Hey, the Lord is about to confound this guy. And why is he peering out into the heavens? Let me just type in the word straits. Job 20 and 22. Okay? I'm going to start at I'm going to start at 18. It says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. And see, he knows this is his time. His kingdom getting ready to get coughed up like Sonic rings, man. Okay? You're getting ready to cough everything up. That's why he's nervous. That's why he's ramping up war. That's why he's out in the heavens and he wants the golden dome. Okay? What do you need the golden dome for, man? Huh? It says, and according to his substance shall the restitution be. And he got the whole fatness of the earth. So he's going to have to run the whole earth back. Everything he did over his, 500 plus year reign. All right. It says, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor. Okay. It says, because he hath violently taken away a house which he builded not. Okay. And he knows that he's wrong, man. This devil knows, man. Okay. He's in fugitive mode. Okay. He's looking out the blinds. All right. He said, verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired, man. Okay. So he can't help himself but to be greedy. He's got to go to Mars, even though he can't leave Earth. He's got to figure it out. You know, completely rebellious, man. It says, verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Okay. And he knows that the sign of the Lord getting ready to come back is these chariots. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me get that. Isaiah 31. Okay. Isaiah 31 and 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. And you can read about this in Revelation 12. Okay, the war in heaven. Okay, their place was no more found in heaven. 2nd Ezra 13. Okay, they're all going to be scared, yet there's fight. They're going to fight anyway. Okay, because their technology is far inferior. Okay, and see, Esau knows this, man. He knows how the story ends, but he can't help himself. Okay, just like Pharaoh couldn't help himself, man. After 10 plagues, he still chased us out there. Okay, with the army and got drowned. Okay, verse 4, it says, for thus saith the Lord Yahweh, spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against them, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion, man. This is what the Lord is coming down to fight. And this 3-eye atlas is just a stark reminder. Get off here, man. Advertisement. This is just a stark reminder that the Lord can send something that Esau can't deal with. Okay. And deep down, these people know in American culture that they're wicked and that they're due for an invasion. This is why, sci-fi alien invasion movies are an entire genre. Why? Why is that? It's a genre in books. It's a genre in television shows. It's a genre in movies. Okay? It's a genre in podcasts. There's people that talk on podcasts about aliens, spaceships, interstellar travel. Why is that? Because they know that the BS model that we're alone in the universe is made up, okay? And that something greater is out there, all right? But it says, so shall the Lord Yahweh of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. He's only coming back for the Israelites, man. Who is Mount Zion? It ain't some dusty Christian that found the Bible and read themselves into it about the blood of Jesus, man. You guys have a false idol in your head, man. You're gonna be sorely reminded how wrong you were when the Lord gets back, man. Okay. There's a reason it said people are going to be wailing when they see him, because he's not going to look like what they told you he looked, number one. Okay? When they see Yahushua and what he looks like, they immediately, they're going to know, man. Okay? It says, verse 5, the main point, as birds flying, so will the Lord Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. All right? And the Lord has done this once before in ancient Egypt, man. Okay? He didn't switch up and open it up to everybody now. Why would he go through the trouble of making all of these covenants, okay, with Adam, down to Noah, down to Shem, okay, down to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to one particular line, only for him to later just be like, all right, actually, anybody that got God faith can do it. Hell no, man. So this is why he's nervous. Okay? Going back to Job 20 and 21 again, it says, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In verse 22, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Okay, that's why he's watching it so hard, because even though he's got the fatness of the earth, he's still in straits. How? Because he's incompetent, man. And he knows he's a fugitive. He knows that he's got but a short time. Okay? That's why he's in straits. Okay? It says every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Okay? His own people are going to put hands on him. His so-called allies are going to turn on him. Okay? It says in verse 23, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. What's the fury of the Most High's wrath? What's the most catastrophic, destructive thing in the earth today? And it's not even close. It's thermonuclear weapons, okay? It says, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Okay? The Lord hit him with that prophecy and let him know, like, you're gonna go off, you're gonna get comfortable, and when that happens, I'm gonna destroy you. Imagine knowing that, man. Okay? Like the Lord told Judas he was gonna betray him. Okay? All right? Just like that Ring movie, that girl come out the television, or you hear the tape, it says 7 days. All right? Ain't nothing you can do. It's coming. Your ass is marked. That's him. Okay? It says he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Okay? And so this nigga is on a time crunch, man. Okay? I'll close it here. All right. Revelation 12:7, and there was a war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. So he's got angels. He's got some stuff. Okay. But why does he have this stuff? Because he's an open rebellion. He's a fugitive, man. Okay? If you find out what a fugitive is, he's holed up in the house, you think that nigga just gonna walk out with his hands up? No, man. You got to get ready for a shootout, man. Okay? It says, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And he knows this, man. But it still doesn't stop him from what? Shooting a hellfire missile at a chariot. Okay? Because the soul that's up in him is not upright. Okay? It says, verse 9, and the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, who we've been telling you who this is the whole time. Okay? But you so busy trying to save him. All right? It says he was cast out into the earth and his angels were cast out with him. It's not talking about the mythology of Satan in heaven. You know, they're on clouds and he tricking the angels, come down with me, Satan does not have the ability to resist the will of the Most High, man. Okay? Who told you that? All right? It says, verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. So this is not something that happened a long time ago. This is that when the angels getting cast down, this coincides with the time of salvation. Okay? Not before the earth was created. It was Satan was cast down and then he started his own clique. All right. It says, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power, the kingdom of heaven. Okay. That's the marker of the kingdom of heaven. Okay. When Satan is cast down, when Esau goes down, this military after World War III, it's a wrap. Okay. It says, and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Okay. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Okay. So Yahushua is our only way up out of this, man. We got to it said the Lord in Isaiah 31, it said the Lord was going to fight for us, man. Look. Right here. It says, so at the bottom, it says, so shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. As birds flying, so will the Lord Yahweh defend Jerusalem. Okay? The Lord's going to do this for us. So all we got to do is lock in with Yahushua, man. Okay? That's why it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. That's how we overcome. Not getting weapons and getting carnal. Okay? The Lord had a spirit on you to do whatever you got to do and whatever jam you get in if you're of the elect. But you got to be of the elect. And the elect will do what? Follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Okay? That doesn't mean physically walking a certain way, but it means being locked in, being rooted. Okay? In the cornerstone, the chief cornerstone, which is Yahushua. Okay? It says, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto the death. And those are the only men worthy of eternal life, or the men willing to give up their lives here. Okay? If you're not ready to give up your life here, you're not worthy to be part of the first resurrection and inherit eternal life, man. Okay? Now the Lord's going to save all Israel anyway, eventually, but only through the loins of those men who stood stiffly, like it says in 2 Ezra 2:47. The ones that stood so stiffly. See, you got to come back through them. All right? Main point, I'm ending it. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell there and dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay? And this is why this is getting so much attention. Okay? So I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rachak Wadah Shalom.